I took a look at the internet stuff. Your roommate told me she called your cell phone and Jack answered.
Yes, he did. I guess.
Must have been a terrible ordeal. I mean, he's been making your life a misery. You were obviously overwrought. You struck out.
I couldn't see. Everything was a blur.
Before we're done here, it won't be. We'll have the facts in front of us. And from my experience, Dr. Waters, I think you'll be relieved. I've got your prints on the murder weapon, your handcuffs on the victim, and the autopsy confirms that she was alive before she fell down the shaft.
He set me up.
To kill her?
Yeah.
All right. I would like you to repeat that for a stenographer, and then maybe you'd like to call a lawyer. But first, I need you to sign a form here, acknowledging that you know your rights.
You're arresting me.
Oh, I surely am. Like I said, confession is a relief. I'm busy in here.
Peter Kozlowski, U.S. Attorney.
I know who you are, Kozlowski. You don't barge into my office.
Dr. Waters, it's been a while. Here's the thing, Lou. I've got a warrant signed by Judge Brooks of the 3rd Federal District remanding your prisoner to my custody.
You can't hammer.
Yes, I can. It's now a federal prosecution. But when we're through with Dr. Waters, she's all yours. Dr. Waters, let's go. Sign her out.
Yes, sir.
Well, that ought to keep him off your back.
I'm sorry, I don't understand.
Oh, this is just a formality. A man that I think you know from Washington told me you needed a smoke screen. So I'll keep the federal warrant open, and you'll be on your own recognizance for as long as you like. One day, Handelman will get a shot. Well, that's none of my affair. So, good luck.
Thank you. Relax. What do you want from me?
Samantha.
Mommy, don't be afraid.
I'm sorry, sweetie. No, Mommy was having a nightmare. I'm sorry.
Why do people have nightmares?
Here, come here. Come here. Sometimes when people are scared and they go to bed at night, what they're scared of creeps into their dreams, and it can make their dreams bad.
What are you scared of?
Well, Mama's just worried about Uncle Bailey. He's not feeling so good.
Can we go visit him?
Yeah, I think we should do that. Maybe we'll go in a couple days, okay? A couple days, everything's gonna be just fine. Yeah. I tell you what, why don't you sleep in here with me tonight, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Come on, let's go back. All right. Coop, I need your help.
This is what we've been able to put together so far. Until last week, Ashok Dupree was a model inmate at Bangalore prison.
He killed a guard, just walked out after 18 years.
Why would he come to the U.S.? I mean, a trip like that takes planning, right?
Had a lot of time to work on it.
Yeah, which doesn't sound like him. I mean, from what I can see here, he lived his whole life in the Far East. He killed on impulse. He sort of lived for immediate gratification. So something's changed, right?
His prison guard was number 42.
The murder MO that Dupree seems to like is to slip a wire or needle in the ear, angle it down through the brain into what's called the pons varolii, which causes instant paralysis and death soon after.
We got pretty close. Guard trusted him.
He got into the U.S. using the passport of a guy named Werner Mueller, who was an importer-exporter from Cologne.
Mueller was found dead in a Calcutta hotel. Fingerprints and MO tied it to Dupree, who used Mueller's credit card to buy a ticket to New York.
It's not exactly a match. You would think that immigration would have spotted him.
But he has what are called protean features, a face so average that he's forgettable. Do you want to try more?
Yeah. And now he's loose in the biggest anthill in the country. Perfect.
Yeah, we're gonna need to get some help from the New York Police Department. There's a detective that we worked with there before, Ben Ferrarini. Okay.
Ferrarini. I'll plug him in. But Sam, why don't you let us handle this?
No, I'm all right. We are gonna have to find a way to predict his moves, though. He kills at random. He preys on lonely people, people who are looking for a sympathetic ear. Once he uses up their money, he moves on to the next, so...
You picked a good city to set up shop. New Yorkers need a lot of sympathy.
Sorry about the short notice, Ben.
3 a.m. is no notice. You want me to dish you single homicides, no known perps? Here's my first for the day. I hope you like it. Pamela Shaver. You guys got a light touch. I swear she was sleeping.
Yeah, well, she's not. A wire and ice pick was inserted in her ear. Hardly a trace. We lifted 3 fingerprints that match Ashok Dupree's reference set. Sam? You okay?
Yeah, did you find her purse?
No cash, no cards. Her roommate found her. They're both flight attendants for Raja Air.
It's hard to tell. I just met him. Then I left for a flight last night, but it was canceled, so I came home.
So ordinarily you wouldn't have been home for a few days. And Pamela flew from Paris to New York 2 days ago.
Calcutta, Paris, New York. He was on the plane. They got to talking after the meal service. Well, she said he was a wonderful listener. He even helped her understand her moods.
And what kind of a mood was she in recently?
Pretty down. She even talked about suicide a couple times. I'm sorry, excuse me.
There's your irony. Guy gives her suicide counseling, then kills her. Whammo. When your number's up. I heard about Malone. Give him the high sign for me, will you? It's a bad break.
Somebody was using this whetstone in the kitchen. I'd say they were sharpening something chrome-plated.
You don't, chrome plate your knives.
He used a bicycle spoke. He must have sharpened it in the kitchen.
What a guy. You want to guess about his next move?
Use up the money and hit again. That's what he used to do. So far, the only change I see is that he's doing it here.
Agent Malone was recovering nicely, and he's a lot stronger at this point than we might expect. But his ventricle might be leaking again, and it's causing a tamponade of blood around his heart.
But I don't understand. What do you mean it might be leaking again?
I need to open him up to be sure. Now, he's got a very good chance of surviving, but this is a risky procedure. You're his trustee, Dr. Waters, so without a relative present, his living will makes it your decision.
Oh, well, I don't know.
Well, it's a tough call, but I'm going to need to know in the next couple hours. Okay.
What are you going to do?
I don't know. I guess the question is, what would Bailey want to do?
Fix it. Then work another 10 hours, then have a cigar.
I've got to go. I'll go find Mankiewicz and sign the forms. Okay?
I'm hoping Francis will try and contact Bailey.
I'll be here if you need me.
Okay.